man, that Nat. Come on now. So how do legal graffiti walls affect communities? Well, the answer is, it depends. I know that was your favorite answer from your favorite attorney. In a study done by Maya Panazan about graffiti or street art, and it's actually titled that, she's talking about how the illegality of graffiti is actually one of its main appeals. So the laws put in place to make graffiti a crime actually give the graffiti writer a motivation to continue their work. Some of them are like this, some of them are not. Making graffiti illegal actually motivates some artists to continue to do it. If criminalizing it doesn't work, and if that isn't something that makes the graffiti artist shy away from the art, then what exactly are we supposed to do with it? Please excuse. The AC's on. No background noise. One answer to this problem is a legal wall. So basically what this is it's just a wall that the state or the city has put up so that graffiti artists can come and paint legally. So they're normally in like skate parks, or they're in places that actually have a bad graffiti problem. So that way, these graffiti artists, they have an opportunity to paint, and it's not on someone's house or garage door. And also, these things allow the graffiti artists to really take their time and to create a really nice piece of artwork instead of just a tag or a throw up. I ran out of Wi-Fi? What does that even mean? I'm not even using Wi-Fi to record, homie. And honestly, these legal walls, they really enhance the cultural aesthetic of the city, because now we've got these great pieces of artwork that aren't on someone's trash can.
Nice.
Actually, in Vienna, these things were so popular that there was a legal graffiti wall task force. Is Vienna a city? It reminds me of hot dogs. Was that a piece of dust? How does all this happen when I'm recording? They also came up with a logo, and it was a beautiful dove. So that way, whenever somebody saw a wall that had a dove on it, they would know, okay, that's a legal graffiti wall. I can go ahead and spray paint the mess out of it. And also, it encourages respect between other artists, because some graffiti walls actually have rules. Some rules are the artist has to put a date beside their painting so that other graffiti artists will see that painting and not be able to paint over it for 2 weeks. Kind of harsh rules, but at the same time, it fosters respect between artists. Legal graffiti walls are way better for the environment and for health. Now, I know what you're thinking. How the flip does one have to do with the other? Legal graffiti walls are good for the environment because there's no anti-graffiti chemicals that are being sprayed on these walls. If they use chemicals in order to get the graffiti off the walls, that's seeping into the walls and possibly into the building itself. And it's also in the air we breathe. So whenever we walk by that wall that's been sprayed with all these chemicals, we're breathing it in. Now, okay, I understand what's going on in your brain. You're saying, well, now, but isn't the paint that the graffiti artist uses themselves, isn't that a chemical that's toxic? I mean, you got a point there. However, the graffiti artist is only going to spray paint that place once or twice, and they're probably not going to want to paint over what they just painted. So it's only going to be one coat of toxic spray paint. If this wall is being constantly painted by the graffiti artist, then the authorities, then the graffiti artist, then the authorities,
a few moments later,
then the graffiti artist, then a chemical pressure washing, then the graffiti artist again, that's a lot of chemical buildup. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that my Wi-Fi went out during my YouTube filming session. And this is not the first or the second or the third or the fourth or the... If you guys have CenturyLink, they suck. What's really fascinating is, in 2010, research found that the use of paint to cover graffiti within the United States resulted in 1 million, oh man. Yeah, we're just gonna go with 1 million because that's a really big number. kg of volatile organic compounds, or VOCs in parentheses. And the chemicals they use are known carcinogens. All of these chemicals that they're using to remove graffiti are actually letting out this known carcinogen into the air. Instead of putting all these chemicals on our walls, why can't we just have one legal wall in a very well ventilated area and call it a day? But what I think is really fascinating is the fact that the Netherlands actually used a tactic called green against graffiti. They planted ivy on all the walls that they didn't want graffiti on. The ivy grew all the way up the wall. Homies can't paint on no darn leaves. That was actually a really cool tactic. And if we think about air quality and we think about health of the environment as as well as the passers-by, that's a pretty good option. All this talking really makes you thirsty. Let's continue. The moral of the story is cities need to invest in legal walls. It's a good alternative to making graffiti illegal. It's a really good alternative to this anti-graffiti chemical spray. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment, don't like, don't subscribe, don't comment, be true to yourself. Later.